Hi, everyone. Richard Carlton here with a quick public service announcement regarding your operating systems and your use of FileMaker Pro. Every year, we get tech support emails and phone calls from people who run into issues with their operating system and compatibility with FileMaker. So, in this video, let's talk to Mac users. And the big warning is if you want to update to a new operating system, you need to verify that the operating system is fully compatible with FileMaker before pulling the trigger on the operating system installation. We run into people all the time who have updated to the new operating system without thinking about compatibility. And it's not really just FileMaker compatibility, although if your organization uses FileMaker a lot, that may be where you see the problems. But the operating system will come out, and then other software manufacturers have to retest their applications to make sure they work correctly. Same is true with Claris FileMaker. Now, even though Apple owns Claris FileMaker, really, the updates to the operating system come first, and then updates to FileMaker come secondarily. So there's always at least a 2, 3, 4 month delay between a new operating system and a compatible version of FileMaker that becomes available. Now, this issue can be instigated by you, the developer, when you see a message, hey, would you like to update to the latest operating system? So just resist the urge to do that. I know some people really like to have the latest, greatest thing, but you could find that your FileMaker doesn't work properly or at all if you haven't verified this. So that's one thing. The second thing is if you're on the Mac, you go to Apple, you go down to system settings. So in general, you're going to have a window that looks like this, but there might be variations based upon the operating system. You're going to look for the general tab and then the software update, which will be towards the top. If you can't find the software update button, just type in the search term software update, and you'll see that it pops up. You click it, and it brings us the same place. Important to note, right here, this computer's already badgering me to update to Tahoe, but I haven't received word yet that Tahoe is fully compatible with FileMaker. In fact, as of right now, I know that there's been issues with it. So before I say, yes, do this, I want to verify that FileMaker Pro is compatible. Now, this is the operating system kind of pressuring you to update it now. It'll be so amazing, right? However, you have automatic updates, which you need to look at carefully. This may be turned on by Apple, right, automatically. So you need to come in here, if you're a FileMaker user, click the info button here, check for updates, fine. Download the updates, fine. Automatically installing the updates, no. So some people have this on, and suddenly out of the blue, overnight, their computer gets an update, and the next day, their FileMaker doesn't work. That can happen right here if you leave this on. So please turn this off. This one's fine. If you want to turn that on or not, it's up to you. I generally only want to run updates when I'm sure I want to run the update, and typically not before any sort of critical organizational needs for FileMaker. So if I have a big business meeting, I wouldn't update this right before the big business meeting. And then lastly, install security responses and system files. This is basically auto install urgent patches and fixes to prevent hackers from getting into your stuff. I turn this on. This does not give you a new operating system. If there is suddenly a vulnerability discovered on the Mac, Apple will patch that for the current operating system and probably 1 or 2 operating systems backwards, maybe even further than that. This right here means that that will auto install for you to protect you immediately. So it's just a little patch. I've never run into this breaking FileMaker, so my recommendation is to turn this on. Once again, your mileage may vary, but I think that having this on increases your protection against bad people doing bad things on the internet. That's a good one to turn on. So once again, this one right here may have been or is turned on and you didn't do it. We've seen some situations where people buy computers from Apple and this comes turned on by default. As a FileMaker user, just turn this off. Help you, help your organization, cause less stress, also causes less people calling me in a panic, which is always great for everyone. Win-win, right? So with that in mind, reminder, fmtrain.tv, live streams every day at 1 o'clock for beginners. Some live streams are intermediate, some are for senior developers. So check fmtrain.tv for the upcoming schedule, and I'll see you there.